Hi, thank you once again for choosing us to bring you up to date with the news making headlines today across the globe and also here in the country. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Philista Adundo. But first, the highlights tonight.
The news headlines in association with
Tonight on Lookup Weekend, Kenyan Benson Kipruto produces a dominant performance to win the Chicago Marathon men's race in 2 hours, 4 minutes and 24 seconds.
Nilisikia sauti ya Faith akiwa kwa nyumba analia. Mimi sikujua mwenzangu analia machozi ya kufanya nini? Ya kifo.
Heri hata kama ndio imekushinda, uamue kurudi kwenu. Sababu naona huyu mama ni mama mchanga na maacho watoto wachanga.
Tonight on Lookup Weekend, man kills wife in Kakamega County for blocking him from marrying a second wife. Also tonight, Peace Crusader Mary Kanyaman, who was killed in a banditry attack in Turkana County, has been laid to rest. And Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua leads a host of leaders drawn from the Kenya Kwanza outfit in a Thanksgiving meeting in Uasin Gishu County.
Yippee! Kamata plotting at 349k. Oh yes, for only 349,000 Kenyan shillings, you become a plot owner at the Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki. The Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki is located along the Nanyuki-Rumuruti Road, only 11 minutes from the Cedar Mall and right opposite Mount Kenya Wildlife Estate. This is the best place to establish the getaway home that you have always dreamt about. For every 349,000 that you deposit or pay as installment towards any of Optiven's plot of land, you get 10k cash back instantly. Jaza basi tuene Nanyuki. Bigger is indeed better.
Now remember, you can be part of this program by engaging us on our socials at Amwai Brian on Twitter at Lookuptv. The hashtag to use tonight is Lookup Weekend. Now let's get this bulletin started once again. Kenya continues to rule the world after registering an outstanding performance to scoop gold in both the men and women's category at the just concluded Chicago Marathon this evening. Now 2021 Boston Marathon champion Benson Kipruto outclassed defending champion Saif Tura from Ethiopia to emerge the best in a time of 2 hours, 4 minutes and 24 seconds. Ruth Chepngetich, on the other hand, missed the world record by 14 seconds to retain her title and record the second fastest time in history by clocking 2 hours, 14 minutes and 4 seconds. Right, congratulations to Team Kenya as they continue to fly the flag of this country high. We are proud of them. Now, a man in Shipalo village in Malava constituency, Kakamega County, is reported to have killed his 31-year-old wife and mother of his 2 children after a domestic dispute by beating her, strangling her to death. Let us take a look at what transpired.
A somber mood engulfed Shipalo village in Malava constituency, Kakamega County, after it emerged that a man allegedly killed his wife for stopping him from marrying a second wife. A brawl ensued. Jonathan Shikuku, who has remained to be the prime suspect in the bizarre killing, being said to have strangled the wife to her death point.
Atakingu huyu bibi mkubwa na huyu bibi mkubwa wamezaa naye watoto wawili. Sasa kiini tu ni huyo bibi mdogo ni kidhani yenye imesababisha hiyo kifo.
The dispute of the two, which has been going on for a while now, has been witnessed by their neighbors, and now they have blamed the mother-in-law, claiming that she did not make an effort to solve the family's marriage dispute, and the late has been only tolerating the harsh harassment by her husband.
Wakati huo mimi nikiwa hapa, nilisikia sauti ya Faith akiwa kwa nyumba analia. Mimi sikujua mwenzangu analia machozi ya kufanya nini? Ya kifo. Mimi nilidhani alikuwa analia machozi ya hasira ya maneno ambayo anasikia na kichapa ambacho alikuwa amepokea.
The village elders led by Wycliffe Mulongo have now urged couples to resolve their domestic dispute in a civil manner to prevent such incidents.
Ambia wanandoa, kama kuna shida kwa nyumba, tuko na nyumba 10, tuko na Hassan Chief, officers ziko huru.
The body of the late is now being reserved at Webuya mortuary, while the suspect is being detained in the Malava police station, waiting to be arraigned in court as investigations continue. Susan Jerry, Lookuptv.
Now, a somber mood engulfed Juluk village in Turkana County during the funeral of Mary Kanyaman, who was a peace ambassador, brutally murdered alongside 8 police officers in Kamunge, Turkana County, by armed bandits in a ceremony. Now, it was a ceremony attended by various political leaders who urged the government to take action against cattle raiders in the region. Ian Ketani now reports.
Mary Kanyaman, who was a peace ambassador between warring communities in Turkana, West Pokot, Baringo, Samburu and Elgeyo Marakwet counties, met her brutal death last month on her way to West Pokot from Turkana County on a peacekeeping mission, and was killed alongside police officers who were pursuing armed bandits in Kamuge, Turkana County. Political leaders who attended the burial ceremony, led by Turkana Governor James Lomurukai, his Samburu counterpart Lati Lelelit, and Turkana County Women Representative Cecilia Asinyan, eulogized Kanyaman as a warrior who championed for peace in the region despite the difficulties she encountered while castigating the brutal murder of Kanyaman. The leaders decried the feelings in the region among the pastoralist communities, calling on President William Ruto to take the cattle riders and armed bandits head-on.
We are very bitter about the death of this lady. This was a peacemaker, a very serious peacemaker. She was committed in ensuring Kapedo wamepata amani. Lakini mwizi fulani ambaye anapata kura kwa sababu ya kudanganya watu ndio anazidi kusukuma the same thing. Na ndio amepeleka hiyo kitu hata North Pokot mahali tuliweka amani for almost 7 good years.
Yeye alikuwa mtu tunampenda na alikuwa mtu shujaa. Kwa kweli si uongo hapa watu wanasema Mary alikuwa shujaa. Mary was a shujaa. Huko nje na hata hapo kwa ofisi. Mara mingi ukijaribu kusema ile kitu Mary hataki, atakwambia tu hata kama ni gavana na wacha upusi lati. Na mimi nilikuwa nimependa hiyo kwa sababu she was a very courageous woman.
Penye ilianzia kwa biased disarmament. Kuna disarmament serikali ilianza. Sisi Waturkana ni watu tunaogopa serikali. Tulipeana bunduki zetu zote. Na ukitaka kujua ukweli, chunguza hizi raid zenye imefanyika hivi karibuni. Hakuna raid ya Mturkana kwenda huko. Lakini ni Pokoti tu hapa pale. Kwani Pokoti hawakurudisha bunduki zao?
Huyo mwanasiasa akamatwe na achunguzwe. Kwa sababu yeye ndiye amekuwa chanzo ya maafa katika kaunti ya Turkana, katika kaunti ya Laikipia, katika kaunti ya Samburu. Hakuna vile mwanasiasa atatumia damu ya watu kurudi kwa mamlaka.
Until her death, Mary Kanyaman was the chief executive member for health in Samburu County, and she's left behind a widower and 2 children. Ian Ketani, Lookuptv.
Now, Kilifi County Government, in conjunction with several partners, have started a relief food distribution exercise for the families that have been affected by the ongoing drought and famine in Kilifi County. Now, speaking during the event, which was held in Kilifi County, leaders led by Governor Gideon Mungaro have asked the national government to support the affected families with more relief food. Shada Kareria now reports.
Cues of hope in Ganze constituency in Kilifi County. as locals line up to receive relief food from the county government and other partners, with the only food items to quench the biting hunger to the affected families in Dandosa area, where meager maize flour, soaps and lamps that families here claim won't go a long way.
I'm happy to be here in Kilifi County this morning to support the community in Ganze through the efforts of our Lions Clubs in Mombasa, in particular Lions Club of Mombasa Pwani, who have partnered together with other organizations.
Even in our own little way, we are doing what is right, and we hope that many people are going to come on board to ensure that this hunger problem stops.
Speaking at the event, Kilifi Governor Gideon Mungaru and his deputy Flora Chibule thanked the team as they called on the national government to come to their aid by giving them more relief food.
Swala kuu ni kwamba hata tunapofanya hino ni short term goal. Long term goal kama serikali ya Kilifi, serikali ya Gideon Maitha Mungaro ni kwamba tuna mikakati ya kufanya kuweka haya mabwawa ya maji. Tuna hizi ponds ambazo kwa wakati huu hii mitara kwa wakati huu imekauka, lakini tuna dams 3 na tuna boreholes ambazo tumechimba.
Jumatatu nitakuwa na mkutano na wafanyakazi tume yote ya kaunti ya Kilifi pamoja na county commissioner na ma-DC, tupange mambo ya janga la njaa ambalo limekumba watu wetu wa Kilifi. Na kuanzia Jumatatu mkutano mwingine utaendeshwa na deputy governor, mimi nitaenda mwingine Nairobi. Kuanzia wiki ijayo mwisho kila sehemu ya Kilifi ambayo imekumbwa na baa la njaa itakuwa na chakula kwa watu wetu, ili watu wasife na njaa. Tunakubaliana?
The leaders, however, lamented that the relief food issued by President William Ruto is yet to reach the county, stating that charitable organizations have since been helping them with relief food instead of the national government.
Janga la njaa limeingia sasa katika Kenya nzima. Naibu wa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, yeye alianzisha huo mradi ya kwamba Kenya nzima kule ambako kuna njaa, baa la njaa limeshika, vyakula viweze kupelekwa. Lakini hivi sasa kile chakula ambacho kimetolewa na serikali ya kati bado hakijafika ndani ya Kilifi County.
Leaders further assured the residents that the county government is doing all it can to mitigate the hunger in the county. Shadrack Kareria, Lookuptv.
Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has assured public officers that William Ruto's government will continue improving their working conditions as a way of bettering service delivery. Rigathi has assured Uasin Gishu residents that the national government will work towards fulfilling their promises, especially improving the agricultural sector. Rigathi said this during a Thanksgiving service in Uasin Gishu County.
Speaking during a Thanksgiving service at the AIC Church in President William Ruto's backyard, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has assured farmers from Uasin Gishu County that the government will continue to subsidize the price of fertilizer as a way of improving agricultural output.
Mtujaribu kutoa 3,500, ifike hapo 2,500, hapo tutaweka bidii. Ni kweli umesema mambo ya NCPB, mambo ya mbolea tutafanya vile nimefanya mambo ya njaa. Hakuna kazi sasa tutakuwa tukiwachia mtu mmoja. Tutaweka kamati ya kugawa mbolea. NCPB wako pale, gavana wako pale, county commissioner wako pale, wafadhili wako pale, inakuwa ni open and transparent, kila mtu anaona.
Rigathi also emphasized that the national government has put in place plans of ensuring the county residents are officially recognized as rightful landowners as a way of reducing the recent land disputes being reported across the country. National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has also noted that for the first time, tribal politics experienced before are a thing of the past, while assuring Kenyans that development will be felt throughout the nation without discrimination based on political factions.
Ukipata udongo imetumiwa vibaya, imekuwa changarawe, lazima mwake maji polepole, ongeze mbolea, mwake maji tena, ongeze mbolea, ndio upande mimea imee. So sasa serikali ya Kenya Kwanza imeanza kumwaga maji, kuweka mbolea ndio wapande mimea, tubadilishe nchi yetu. But I know without any fear of contradiction, serikali ya William Samoei Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua na sisi zote, we are going to turn around this country.
On his side, Kipchumba Murkomen has continued advocating for the measures Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is putting in place to ensure that the traditional insecurity issues among the pastoral community is ended.
We want to make sure that the Kerio Valley turns from valley of death to a valley of life. And under your firm leadership, I believe that this Kerio Valley will be the potential of the future.
Kiharu MP Ndindi Nyoro has expressed confidence that the economy will be revived under the leadership of President Ruto, especially in the agricultural sector.
I see a Kenya where these farmers from Wasinigishu, which is a basket of Kenya, mutakuwa na pesa kwa mfuko, na tusaanza kuona hiyo kazi kwa vile tumeona bei ya fertilizer inashuka, itaendelea kushuka. Once we incentivize the input of our farmers, we incentivize the input within our economy.
Rift Valley Regional Commissioner Mahali Muhammad has assured residents that his office will fully eradicate insecurity issues, especially in Kerio Valley. Yen Keitani, Lookuptv.
Right now, Ian Keitani's report brings us to our first break here on the program. Don't go too far. We'll be back with more, including Matter Sports.
Yippee! Kamata ploti na 349K. Oh yes, for only 349,000 Kenyan shillings, you become a plot owner at the Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki. The Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki is located along the Nanyuki-Rumuruti Road, only 11 minutes from the Cedar Mall and right opposite Mount Kenya Wildlife Estate. This is the best place to establish the getaway home that you have always dreamt about. For every 349,000 that you deposit or pay as installment towards any of Optivent's plot of land, you get 10K cash back instantly. Jaza basi twende Nanyuki. Bigger is indeed better.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College is focused on being the leading technical and vocational training institute in the region. Our team possesses in-depth knowledge and extensive experience in the industry, offering thorough training in cosmetology, hairdressing, interior design, creative arts, training of trainers, nail technology, and fashion design. With branches in Nairobi, Thika, Meru, Eldoret, and now in Mombasa, our courses ensure that learners are completely equipped with knowledge, competency, and employability skills. Enroll today to be a part of a center of excellence.
Hapa kazi tu inaendelea kuwasaka na kuwatambua wale ambao wanafanya kazi extraordinary na zile kazi za kujituma.
Biashara yote unaambiangwa, as long as you have a plan, you can do it. Our service is about to pressure the customer.
Mpenzi mtazamaji, hii ni hapa kazi tu.
Born a man, the society bestows tough responsibilities upon you.
Lazima uwe mtu wa bidii, ukija kuoa lazima uwe ni provider.
If you're not able to provide, that's a challenge. It takes a toll on a man.
It takes someone who is strong enough to face it.
This is Born a Man.
All right, now thank you for staying with us here on the program. Now, President William Ruto today joined Ugandans in celebrating 60 years of independence in Kololo. Now, Ruto, in his address, emphasized the need for East African countries to foster cohesion amongst themselves, highlighting the importance of coexistence and joint production in key sectors in realizing the aspirations of the region. President Ruto also held bilateral talks with the Ugandan counterpart at State House, Kampala. Now, moving on, the National Police Service Commission names 10 candidates who have been shortlisted to replace the former DCI boss, George Kinoti. The 10 candidates out of 253 applicants are set to be vetted on Tuesday, 11th October at the Kenya School of Government. Masa Hamisi Salim currently serves as the DCI boss as appointed by NPSC following the resignation of George Kinoti that was made public by the President on September 27th.
The search for Kenya's 12th DCI boss continues. The National Police Service Commission has since sieved and shortlisted 10 candidates to replace outgoing DCI boss George Kinoti. Among the candidates who are set to undergo vetting on Tuesday 11th October are top bosses within the police service.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais, sasa nakuomba uweze kuketi kwa heshima yako.
The candidates who serve in different police units are Mohamed Amin, Head of Internal Affairs, Michael Wiso, National Police Service Legal Director, Bernard Lumoli, Coastal Region DCI Boss, Eliud Lagat, DCI Head of Reforms, Principal Inspector General Assistant Munganyale, and Homa Bay County Police Commander Esther Chirioni. Also, Director of Reforms at Police Headquarters David Birach, DCI Director of Planning Nicholas Kamwende, Coastal Regional Police Commander Paul Ndambuki, and Head of DCI Railways Wanderi Mwangi are set to stay at the helm of the investigative agency. Among the 243 candidates who didn't make it to the list are the now DCI Hamisi Masa, police spokesperson Bruno Shioso, and Charles Owino. After a 4-year term, George Kinoti resigned from the top seat where the president made it public on 25th September during the CS appointment announcement. Members of public are invited by NPSC to submit any credible information relating to the shortlisted candidates ahead of vetting. Mudeundalana, Lookuptv.
All right, now thank you so much, Mudeundalana, for that. Now, in today's segment of Your Opinion Matters, we ask what you expect from the person that will replace George Kinoti after the National Police has shortlisted 10 candidates for the position. Moses Okech now reports.
A job vacancy to succeed the outgoing DCI boss George Kinoti was available, a job that saw 10 out of 253 individuals shortlisted. This is the question on Your Opinion Matters. Will they meet the pace that had been set by Kinoti?
Na Kinoti ameset pace, kuna mahali ameachia ambapo amefanya kazi mzuri, kama si mambo ya politics na kila kitu, kazi imekuwa mzuri.
Kama wananchi, kila kitu iko sawa.
Huwezi linganisha na hapo mbele. Hapo mbele security ilikuwa mbaya sana.
Tunawapea hiyo opportunity, then we see what they can do. From that we can judge whether they're going to bring something more than what Kinoti has done. But na believe Kinoti amefanya a lot which hata sijui mbona alitolewa kwa hiyo kiti.
Mwenye atachaguliwa atapeleka Kenya juu hata kuliko mali Kinoti alikuwa ameachia. Na uchunguzi utaendelea mzuri, ukora ipunguzwe na vijana tupate kazi mzuri na tukue na security mzuri.
Mimi ningependa Arundi afanyie wananchi kazi, sababu ile kazi amekuwa akifanya hiyo miaka yote ni kazi nzuri sana. Na kwangu mimi nampongeza.
Mwenye atachaguliwa hatuwezi jua watu wanajua wanaendanga na promise mingi. Lakini mtu akishafika pale ndio sasa unaona utendakazi wake. Lakini huwezi mjaji kama hajachaguliwa ama
kama ni kesi ilikuwa inakuwa investigated, evidence inakuwa tampered with na kila kitu. I think that's the problem. But ukipata mtu mwenye anaweza work above all those challenges, then atakuwa mzuri.
Basi unapata msemo mwingine anafanya makosa tungine kadogo hivi ndani manze. So
most of them wako tu hapo for the sake of kuwa hapo because of cash. But Kinoti has done something that hakuwa anaangalia ni nani ama ni source ama ni nini. Yeye bora you're on the wrong. DCI walikuwa at least wanafanya kazi for the first time ever tangu tukue nao hapa Kenya. Otherwise tuwape tu hiyo chance tuone.
Kwa sababu huwezi jua mwenye atakuja pia kazi yake itakuwa aje.
Mimi hapo siwezi sema kitu sababu bado hawajatufanyia maendeleo tujue ni aje watatufanyia kama ni vizuri ama ni vibaya, lakini mimi ningependelea Kinoti aendelee kufanya kazi.
Watumikia wa Kenya mzuri. ili tuweze kuishi kwa amani.
Siwachague tu mtu anayeona amefikisha qualifications zake ziko sawa na integrity pia waangalie.
Well, those are some of the feedbacks that Kenyans had to offer. On Tuesday, 11th of October this year, the interview will kickstart. Thereafter, the names will be forwarded to President William Ruto, who will make his choice out of the 3 shortlisted candidates. Moses Okech, Lookuptv.
Now, selection interviews to fill the advertised positions of principal secretaries in the public service will be held from Wednesday next week for 10 days. The Public Service Commission has so far shortlisted 585 applicants for the position in different ministries. Tonight, we look at the number of shortlisted candidates and how many how many are needed to fill those positions. Take a look. It is a distillation that has seen the number drop from 9,154 to 585 shortlisted for the position of Principal Secretary. A number that includes politicians who lost in the August general elections, top technocrats and national security operatives, among others. All of them looking forward to filling up the 50 slots in the government of President William Ruto. The interviews will kick off on October 12th and will go on for 10 days until October 22nd. Those who will make it to the final list will have their names forwarded to the President for appointment. According to the Public Service Commission, the Commission will conduct selection interviews at its head office in Nairobi and therefore forward the list of successful candidates to His Excellency the President for consideration for appointment as Principal Secretaries in accordance with the law. At first, the list had 477 applicants, and a day later, the Public Service Commission added 108 names to the list of Principal Secretaries candidates, pushing the total number of shortlisted applicants to 585. The PSC says the reason for adding more names to the list is to deepen regional and gender inclusivity. The PSC said in a notice, the Commission has reviewed the number of shortlisted candidates in order to deepen inclusivity with regard to gender, the marginalized and minority groups, the youth and persons living with disabilities in accordance with Article 232(1) of the Constitution. The addition of extra applicants has opened a can of worms as rejects in the 2022 polls seek to get favor in the eyes of the man they campaigned for. Among the 108 additions are former nominated Senator Isaac Mwaura and former nominated MP David Ole Sankok, former Ambassador to Pakistan Professor Julius Bitok, former Samburu Governor Moses Lenol Kulal, former Nairobi Deputy Governor Jonathan Mweke, as well as former Kisii Deputy Governor Joash Maangi. The list also included former Lang'ata MP Nixon Korir and members of President William Ruto's Economic Advisory Council such as Alfred Ombudo Kombudo and Dr. Irene Asianga. Some 20 principal secretaries appointed in former President Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure were also shortlisted. President Ruto's allies who lost in the August 9th general election, such as former Kiminini MP Chris Wamalwa, former Narok Governor Samuel Ole Tunai, former Wajir West Member of Parliament Ahmed Kolosh, and former Isiolo Women Representative Rehema Jaldesa will also be interviewed for the position. Other close associates include Kori Sing'oei, who served as Ruto's legal advisor when he was the deputy president, and Professor Edward Kisiang'ani, a member of his communication team. Other candidates who made it to the list include Health CAS Masi Mwangangi, Interior CAS Winnie Gushu, IBC Commissioner Molu Boya, and IBC Corporate Communication Manager Tabitha Mutemi. According to the latest data from the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, a PS is entitled to a monthly salary of 765,188 Kenya shillings. The Kenya Kwanza administration will have 50 principal secretaries who will each head a state department in the 22 ministries, with 6 ministries which include mining, trade, the Ministry of Education, Lands, the Ministry of Roads, and the Ministry of Interior, each expected to have 3 principal secretaries. The Ministry of Defense will have only 1 principal secretary. Members of the public have also been invited to give credible information of interest on any of the 585 shortlisted candidates on or before Tuesday, October 11th. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Flying through the streets of Central Park in New York.
All right, now let's get sporty tonight. Japheth Obonyo braved all odds, including difficult spin positions, to emerge